We are back with Lucky. And as we just said with Lucy, Lucky's a boxer, and we have him as a boxer mix, but you could ask any boxer aficionado, and he looks like he's all boxer. But we don't have papers for him, and it is not common for boxers to be primarily white. In fact, many white boxers are often mistaken for pit bulls because it's not a common color. Additionally, because his ears aren't cropped, it's more likely that people would not recognize him as a typical boxer. Now, a lot of all white boxers are deaf. This little dog is not deaf. So he's also a puppy, which means we're going to take 4 applications for him and find the best match. And Randy said he's being very gentle with the tug toy. And I'm sure for those of you who watch all the time, you know this. But if you haven't seen the show before, you may hear that tug-of-war with dogs is controversial, and that's true, because there are many trainers who say, don't do it because you're teaching your dog to pull things with his mouth. But other dog trainers, like me, will say, how can you teach your dog what to pull, what not to pull, and to stop pulling if you never let him pull to find out what's allowed? So I highly recommend it. And it can be done exactly the way that Randy is doing it. He is offering him the option to pull on the toy, which Randy will provide resistance with, instead of his leash.
Yes.
Now, this little puppy is prone to grabbing the leash when you walk with him. When he came to us, it was apparent that he had no experience walking on a leash, because the first time something squeezed around his neck, he dove to the ground and submit and rolled over and tried to pull the leash off. So he truly did not understand why someone was grabbing his neck while he was trying to walk. Now, obviously, he's been here some time and he's been walked on a leash multiple times every day, and now he much better understands that the leash is the way you get to go out with a person, and so that makes him feel a little differently about it. But Randy is using the toy to tell him, we can play tug games under my terms. We can't grab the leash and we can't leap on people and grab their clothing, but the toy you can pull on, and that's fun, and we can do that as long as you follow the rules of not being too rough. Now, Randy pointed out that he's a very gentle puppy, but he's big. So if you are interested in handling a big puppy, then Lucky might be the right dog for you. If you are thinking his name is very common and not meaningful to you, it's okay to change his name to anything you want. Dogs are very forgiving with that. And one of the things that's hard for us is when a dog named Lucky gets dropped off at the shelter.